Hey guys, so I'm finally back. I was on holidays for almost a month, so it's been crazy. I'm starting back in college and everything, so hence the couple of weeks off, which I really well more than a couple, I think 4 weeks off, which was so badly needed, which was just amazing. The video of holidays will go up. I'm not sure when because I have so much crap on my plate right now to catch up on, so it'll be in due time. I have rakes of videos to start putting up. I recorded them on the last while, so that will be loads coming up this Sunday coming. I'm also recording a super secret little kind of mini movie thing going on, so I'm not going to tell you any more on that. But yes, so let's get on with this week's video. I keep saying it's one of those days, sorry. But I'm going to talk about kind of a bit of a controversial subject. I'm going to talk about kind of labeling in the gay community and stuff like that, and how I don't think we need all the labels, and how I kind of think that it's kind of pushing back where the birth of kind of gay people came from, trans people and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about that and kind of give my view and opinion on it. Does not mean that my view or opinion is the right thing at all. And I am no way homophobic or transphobic or anything like that, because Jesus, I have friends of all sorts. But I also want to give a big shout out, and I will tag them in the video below, the guys who made my new opening, which you'll see straight after this, and my new outro as well. Put a lot of work in. I was so happy to have somebody do that for me. And I get to actually use my proper logo for my intro now, so it's quite cool, and I'm really proud of it, and it looks deadly, and it just feels like it's completed my channel. So thank you so much for that, guys. Especially one guy in particular, but there's a few of them that run their YouTube site, so I'm going to put them in my featured channel, and they're going to be in my description below for the next few videos as well, just to kind of make sure everyone knows who did it for me. So do give them guys a like, do give them a watch. They play video games and stuff, which is what I kind of started out doing, but I don't really do anymore. So if you're missing that, they'd be good guys to go. So yeah, let's get on with the show.
Gonna eat so many goddamn crumpets, it's gonna be a crump-pocalypse.
So let's jump into the taboo conversation. Basically, you know, the Stonewall Riots happened. That was obviously for equal treatment for gay, transgender and stuff like that. And as we all know, it was mainly the transgendered people who stood up, and the more femme kind of gay guys and stuff like that, who were kind of the front lines to the whole thing. And then, as you all know, the first stone thrown was by a black woman as well. So there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of it. It's kind of nice the way it happened, because it's including and connected everyone, which is great. But the idea of the Stonewall Riots was that we all wanted equal rights, and back in that time we needed to distinguish ourselves as gay and lesbian and transgender, whatever, to kind of say this is who we are, but then try to get equal rights through that to make sure equality was gained. And equality meant everyone on the same level, everyone getting the same thing. And it's great because it's worked in a lot of countries. Unfortunately, other countries just, it's going to take a long time for them to kind of catch up, but it started a world movement, and that is amazing. It really is. However, these days I think there's way too many more labels put in there. I think it's actually starting to separate the gay community. I think we all should just live under the name happy, the happy community. That'd be so much better. It doesn't matter who's who, what's what. We're all different and we're all happy and we're all one big community. Honestly, I think that would be the perfect name, the happy community. Like, what more would you want to know? Everyone would want to come over and talk to them and everything. But I think, like, don't get me wrong, I have transgendered friends, I have pansexual friends, I have asexual friends, I've got gay friends, I've got lesbian friends, I've got bi friends, I've got straight friends, I've got anything you can think of, you name it, I have it. So it's not dissing the beliefs, and well, not the beliefs, because it is what it is. It's not a belief, but I'm not dissing how that person lives or what they do. That's all perfectly fine. That's amazing. I'm more than happy, and Jesus, as long as you're happy, it's absolutely great. I just think the actual labeling of each single section, and now there's so many different sections, like like it's just there's too many names and there's too many differences, and what's happening now is rather than being a community and coming together, it's actually starting to separate. And say, for argument's sake, transgender now, like even if you watch I Am Caitlin, they kind of go out of their way to push everybody else out to have their group, which I'm sure not everyone does, and obviously, but I have seen it a lot, and I'm kind of thinking that's kind of against where the whole idea came from and what you kind of stood up for. And I can see it as well, like especially in Dublin, with gay men and lesbian women. Now this isn't, again, everyone, because it's not set in stone, it's just that way. But a lot, I've noticed that gay men won't hang out with lesbians and lesbians won't hang out with gay men because apparently gay men are too bitchy, and then lesbians are too butch and aggressive. Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. And that's kind of the stigma that's going on, and you can see it some nights. There's obviously people, gays and lesbians, who get along great and it's all fine, but you can see these denominations happen. And the more these groups have been made, and the more kind of names and label that we put on things, which these people are, it's not that they're not, it's just now we're labeling every little minor difference. It's kind of like me saying, you know, I'm a gay man, that's great, but my favourite animal is dolphins, so I'm a dolphisexual. Like, I know that makes it sound like I have sex with dolphins, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like there's no need to put a label on it. Like, I get the whole self-identification, and that is important, but at the same time, it's starting to pull groups away from each other, and to me, it kind of feels like it's no longer a gay community. Or a community, like I keep using the word gay, but when I say gay, I mean a happy community. I don't mean just men and men gay. I'm not, like, you know, against everyone else. It's just that I think of gay as happy, and that is what it is. That's what the word means, and everyone is happy, so why can't we live in a gay community? But for everyone that wouldn't suit, so why not be a happy community? Instead of putting these labels on everything and anything we do, or like pansexual, I get it, it's just personality, but if it's just personality, technically you're either going to be asexual because you're not interested in the sex whatsoever, and that therefore the personality is the only thing you're interested in, or bisexual because maybe you do love the sex and stuff, but you know the personality is more important or whatever, and you don't care about, you know, male or female. And again, pansexual, like, that's a relatively new term in case of all the terms that have come from the start of the gay community, basically. But I'm kind of going, you don't need to label all that. Like, if you're just someone who likes people's personalities, and it happens to be women and men, or it's just whatever way you self-identify, let's all just be under happy. Like, I'd much rather go around saying that, you know, I'm in a happy community. But what I find is it's fine in terms of people who don't understand the gay community. They kind of get these labels and they're able to, in their head, put it in the box and go, okay, that's what that is, and they can kind of, you know, come to terms with it and grasp it and get it, and I get that. But I think it's actually ruining the community of where the whole history has come from, and I think that's more important than trying to convince people who need to come around something. I think you can do both with your own personality, not with your label. And this is kind of controversial, and I don't want anyone thinking I'm hating on anybody around it. It's nothing like that at all. Jeez, no, I love every one of my friends and I support them 100%. I even have conversations with them about it. It's not that I completely blanket. It's nothing like that at all. It's just I'm more concerned for the community as a whole, and all of us together as a whole, that it's damaging. It's separating the community, putting them in boxes, and I'm kind of going, why would you want to be put in another box? You put yourself in a big overall box to fit into society, and the idea was meant to be that box will just disappear and will just be normal. That was the idea. That was what it was built on. That's what people died for. And now it's like, let's just put a load more little boxes in here. Like, you're putting yourself in a very small, tiny box. And what happened was, we were all here, and then you're kind of going, and this, and that, and this, and that, and that, and you're going all the way down to that. And that's great, because now you can self-identify as, this is exactly who I am. But you can do that while being here. Like you need to find out who you are, and that's perfectly fine. But by putting yourself in that small of a box, it just doesn't make sense. Why would you want to be in a tiny box? You'd want to be open to everyone, and I'm not saying that people who put themselves in this tiny box aren't open to everyone. It's just, like I'm saying, it's a bit damaging because some people tend to hang around in the same group, as in, I don't know, let's just take transsexual. Doesn't matter who you are, what label, but just for the debate and topic, let's just say you're transsexual. It just seems that there are a good few, I'm not saying everyone of course, but there are a good few who live in that tiny little box, and they will only hang around that tiny little box, and that's it. They won't bother with anyone else or talk to anyone else, or they won't really become friends with anyone else and kind of live outside the box, if you get what I mean. And it's not as big of a problem in Ireland. I've seen it more kind of in America and stuff like that, but I can't see it happening here. It is, and I'm kind of going, that's fine to live in that box mentally for yourself, because that's how you self-identify and you have yourself down to a T. But you can live in a huge open world, and you can be in this giant world filled with everyone without necessarily having to live in that box. If you know who you are, then throw away the box. You don't need it. Why would you want to live in a box? You won't see anyone, you won't go anywhere. So again, this kind of sounds like I'm saying, you know, drop your label. It's not that I'm saying drop your label. I think it's just stop making that who you are. Like, yes, you are that person, and that is a huge part of you. But like, say for argument's sake, I love tennis, and I'd love to join a tennis club, whatever. That's another part of me. That's a box. Or I love music, so I sing. That's another box. And you know, yes, I am gay, and I'm proud to be gay. But most people never know I am when I meet them, and I don't make a point of making sure people know I am. It's flattering that people think I'm straight. That's great. I don't really have to think about anything. I just kind of do what I do. Most people I talk to, if I'm excited, they'll know within like 10 minutes, because I'll just keep talking and I'll say something without thinking, like, oh, my boyfriend, or you know, something anyway will give it away. But people don't actually ever realize I am, and that's because I don't go about making sure people know I am. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm gay, I know I'm gay. No one else needs to know, or if anyone else knows, who cares? And I'm lucky, touch wood, that I've never had a problem. Like, I've had a few people like throw a few jokes or whatever, but like, that's absolutely nothing. I just kind of go, yeah, you retard, and walk off, whatever. It just does not bug me, because I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I really don't care what you think anyway, so why would I bother even wasting thought on it? But it's just like it's not who I am. It is what I am, but it's not who I am. Like, if someone said to me, describe who you are, I would say I'm a nice, kind, gentle person. I have very few close friends, but I have a lot of friends, because like there's so many people, there's so many different types of people, so many people that I know. But actual very close friends, I have very little, because I'm very, very picky and choosy with best friends. But at the same time, I'll be like, I love music. I write for the arcade. I do blogging. I'm on YouTube. I do my own blog, obviously. And you know, all this kind of stuff. Like, that's who I am. That's what makes up who I am. And yes, gay makes up who I am as well, of course, to a certain degree. But it isn't who I am. It is what I am, but it's not who I am. And I think that's where it's kind of all getting lost. Like, with a transsexual, yes, that is what you are, but it's not who you are. You don't define your life by that one thing and live by that one thing. And I think that's what I'm trying to get at, is all these groups are just living in that one thing, that this is what I am and this is who I am. And that is great to a certain extent, but who you are is a lot more important. You've so many other things, so many other personalities, and because we all have more than one personality, it's not possible to live with one personality. It'll be too boring. We all need to be a bit schizo every now and then. But excuse me, I have a very bad cold. But like, that is what you are, and that's your core, which is amazing. But it's what you are, but not who you are. Who you are is a whole other level, and going around just being that and introducing yourself as that it's a bit kind of like that's all you kind of have to offer, and then you're kind of excluding other people by automatically doing that. And I know the kind of birth of this whole thing that I'm talking about came from, you know, trying to get this, not so much the straight community, but mainly straight community, because anyone in the gay community will always understand and get it, in most cases anyway. But I get it. I get that's where the birth came from, and trying to introduce them and get them to know it. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm kind of going, now it's starting to turn, and it's starting to just stop the groups. Do you know what I mean? Now, I know everyone has different experiences, so some of you guys will be sitting there going, no, I make sure everyone knows about it, and I've had absolutely brilliant experience with it. I'm not saying everyone's experience is bad. I'm not saying that, you know, that the whole thing is come crumbling down. But what I'm saying is there's too much of this blocking off and not mixing, and it is falling apart slowly, but I can see it getting a lot worse, and I kind of fear for the community in that way. Like, it's a bit kind of annoying, because I'm like, there's no need for this many labels. Like, like, your head is the only thing that matters. So once you are okay in your own head, and you've got a lovely personality, I don't think you'll ever have to worry. I know bad things happen, of course. Bad things happen all over the world, and lucky enough we're in Ireland that it's not that bad. There are cases in Ireland, of course there is, but there's also cases in Ireland of, that guy just looked at me wrong, I'm going to beat the crap out of him, or that woman is a woman, I'm going to beat the crap out of her. We're not, you know, bad things happen to us, don't get me wrong, they do, but we're not a target. It's not like, you know, every week 6 gay people die because, you know, guys go out and beat the shit out of them. That's not the case in Ireland. There is some of it, but it's on the same statistics as anything else that goes on. It's not an overwhelming problem. It is a problem, don't get me wrong. It always is a human's life, and someone taking it is always a problem. But it's not like, you know, in United Arab Emirates or something like that, you know, where a lot of people are killed and hung and stoned to death and that kind of thing. It's not as big of a problem as that. So I kind of feel like Ireland, it accepts gay people, it accepts most of the community. Now, I can't speak fully on behalf of, say, transsexuals, because I haven't experienced it, so it could be my obliviousness, which I will never be able to experience it, because, you know, I have no kind of, I don't feel like I'm a woman, I feel like I am a man, so I'm not going to run into that problem. So I will always be somewhat oblivious to it, of course, but at the same time I'm kind of going, you need to be strong in that, yes, I am a transsexual, or yes, I am bisexual. I keep coming back to transsexual, but it's just because I don't know, it's just the word I keep picking. But I think you as a person, yes, you're transsexual, of course, or bisexual, or pansexual, or the rake loads of other names, but I think you are more important. You should shine through more, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying that, you know, you don't shine through by being, you know, transsexual and stuff like that, or bisexual, or, you know, anything like that. I just think, don't make that your main focus. I mean, that is what you are at your core, like I said. But it's not who you are. It's part of who you are, but you are also a million other people. So I don't really get where my rant is going at the end, but I hope you get what I've been trying to say through the video. Basically, we just need less labels. We need to get back to what the Stonewall Riots represented, which was all of us coming together, and we needed the name at the time because we had to be distinguished and say, this is us, but we want to be normal. And we had to use that name to have people identify us and see us and understand that we are different, but we are the same, and that's where that came from. Whereas now we are starting to blend in, and we are starting to, there's a lot of, especially in Ireland, we're very well blended in terms of like where you can eat and where you can go out and festivals and things to do. We have a lot of open areas for us now. So now we seem to be doing this thing where we want to remove ourselves even more, and I'm kind of going, that wasn't the initial idea and thought. So I think I'll leave it there because it's just gone around in circles. But do give me your opinion, guys. Let me know your thoughts or your experiences, because everyone has completely different experience. Everyone has completely different thoughts. Like I said at the start, this is just my thought in my head and how I think, but that does not mean it's completely right at all by any stretch of the imagination. So let me know what you think. Do you guys think it's the same, or do you guys think we've gotten closer as a community? Like, give me things that I can look at and go, wow, yeah, that actually has happened, or this has happened, or I didn't think about that. And you know, my opinion can completely change because that's what talking does. But so I hope nobody took offense to this video. It's not any offense against any kind of gay, bi, transgender, pansexual, it's asexual, whatever. It's nothing against how you people, like how people are, or what they do, or what they choose to do. Do whatever you want, it doesn't matter. You're happy, that's all that fucking matters. Who gives a shit about everyone else once you are happy? And you know, that is the only rule. And once you are happy, I am happy, because I couldn't care less what you do. The only thing I might have a problem with is if you like shag animals or something, then I'm sorry, there's a bit of a line that I have, you know. But like, once it makes you happy, it doesn't matter at all anyway. And I think that's the whole point of my video, is just be happy. Let's live under a happy community. But yeah, so that was my video, guys. I'm going to pop off because this is running into bloody 20 minutes of video, because I just ranted and ranted and ranted. But I will have a load of videos coming up this week or next week. I'm not sure how I'm going to dot them all in. I might keep them week by week because college is going to be crazy. I don't know just yet. But anyway, keep an eye on the channel. And again, the outro that's coming up is by the guys on YouTube. They're down below. They're in my featured channel. And just give them a like, even just for me, because they really helped me. It was great, and now I have proper intro outros and it looks all amazing and sexy, and I just love it. So thanks guys, and I hope you're glad that I'm back. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos here as well.